Okay. Yeah. Welcome back to this live stream, to this live coding session, where we built something a little bit, I don't know, medium size with Odin. No experience whatsoever with the language. We started yesterday building an HTTP server in Odin. I wonder why I have two glasses now. Yeah, mysterious. We started building an HTTP server in Odin and struggled with some things like the arena allocator interface, but also the debugging. Didn't really work with LLDB, and I still didn't get it fully to work, but it's now acceptable so that I can specify the file name and the line. The problem was that I had the binary outside of the source folder. Didn't work. But somehow it's not able to calculate the addresses of the functions in the binary. And I'd have to take a deeper look at it to be fully confident as to say what the cause of it is. But for now, we're fine with that. Second. Yeah, so for now we are fine with that. And let's hop into the programming. So LLDB still open. Okay, so let's quit LLDB and let's open http.odin. So we left off yesterday building the parser of the HTTP header. So this should now work, I guess. So it's not fully tested, but at least it can produce a happy case thing. The next thing would be to get in the body and get in the body of the message. And so if we have a complete header, we try to get the body, which might be compressed, but we don't care about that at the moment. And then try to make a response. But what we also have to do is get this set up. I wonder. What should we do first? What should we do first? Maybe first and foremost, let me get some water. So we should probably have something working. We should probably have something working that can send out responses before we do all the setup code. Okay. So our client connection probably also needs some response buffer. We have a parser, and we probably also need an HTTP response. I mean, at least we need a buffer. Out buffer, response buffer. Yeah. Maybe the first thing we should do is look at the RFC. Okay, so message length. It's the length of the message body as it appears in the message. That is, after any transfer codings have been applied. When a message body is included with a message, the transfer length of that body is determined by one of the following in order of precedence. Any response message which must not include a message body is always terminated by the first empty line after the header fields, regardless of the entity header fields present in the message. Okay. If a transfer encoding header field is present and has any value other than identity, then the transfer length is defined by use of the chunked transfer coding, unless the message is terminated by closing the connection. If a content length header field is present, its decimal value in octets represents both the entity length and the transfer length. The content length header field must not be sent if these two lengths are different. If a message is received with both a transfer coding header field and content length header field, the latter must be ignored. Okay. I believe we don't care about transfer coding at the moment. Let's listen and curl localhost 8080. Okay, so this has no content length. So what if we put some data in here? Data. Yeah, content type has a content type and a content length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So let's just assume, so we have a header map. And let's maybe define a find method or a get method for the header map. So let's have, we should probably pull this out into the different file, but get value proc, and this returns this. And probably also bool. it takes in a header map, HTTP header map, and a name. And then what we do is we compare, so we go through entry equal header map head. Is it header map dot head? Yes. Header map dot head. While entry, no, for entry, is the nil check? I don't know. Is the nil check implicit like in C? I don't know. Nil. Do we have to check for nil or not? I don't know. Let's just check for nil. If memory compare and then the value and no, the name, entry.name and name. Then we set, so we set the value equal to entry.value and found is true. Here we set found and we return found false, return value null, return. So here we now try to check. So value found, content length, content length, CL found. So if we have a content length, get value parser, no, it's header.header map and content length. Maybe let's first check whether there is a body. So this would be, we have the header end. So header end. We also need the length. So the length no. So if there is no CL found, we now have to check whether whether we already have a complete message, right? So that would be if the header end also the length of the message. So header end plus 2 plus length CLF. So if this is equal to the length of the buffer, right? Parser. The parser buffer. Then we have we set the parser state to state complete. Else we set the parser state to state error. And we return. Or do we return? Oh no. What we probably want to do is defer. Yeah, we want to defer this so we don't forget it. If we have a CL found, and so let's make this a current length is equal to, no, this is the header length. Header length is equal to header end plus U32 length CRLF. If the header length is equal to the length of the buffer, then we do that. We have a complete message. If the header length is length is less than the length of the buffer, no, if the content length we would have to first we have to parse this here. Is there something Odin, oh no, Odin lang docs packages and convert string to number C, star to L, star to tall. Yeah, we can write our own. String to number u32. And this is the str input. Want to iterate. So we iterate for C in input. Okay, we set number equals to 0. And then number times equals number is equal to 10 times number plus, so if C minus 0, don't know if we have to convert this to a byte. If C minus 0 is less than 0, or C minus value n, let's call it n, and C minus 0. If n is less than 0 or n is greater than 9, we return error bool. Now we say error is equal to true. Ten times number plus C, return the number. Return the number and true, no, false. Okay, so content length stir, content length is equal to, now this has to be else, right? So we have a content length. This is equal to string to u32 and also error. String to u32. Content length stir. Yeah, that's it, right? And if error, we set the parser state to state error and return. If there is no error, we now want to switch on the content length So if the content length is less than the length of the buffer, then we have a problem. Parser state error. If content length is greater than length buffer, we don't do anything. probably just have to wait for another round. So this parse header. I mean, if it's greater, we don't have to do anything, right? So if it's equal, no, it's not the length of the buffer, right? It's the offset. And we deferred that, so yeah. No, that doesn't work. Have to clearly do that here. And then check if this is equal to the offset. Offset. So if it's equal, we set the parser state to state complete and return. I guess. Does this compile? Odin built expected a statement got a dot. That's in 69. Haha. Header map head. Oh. Content length. Does that work? Probably not. Gonna transmute, okay. Content length literal. Literal. Okay, cast this to U32. Number, mismatch types in binary expression 10 times number. Okay, I forgot to save it. No. Number is U32. Oh yeah. Too few values, expected 3.2 and 32. What? Oh yeah, wrong. HTTP Darwin 32. So parser client and also needs some, for now it's just nil. Or, yeah, well, we could also make a response buffer make U8 2048 context dot temp allocated response buffer. Okay. HTTP. Okay. So if we have a complete, we say format.println completed, complete request. Got error in request. Oh. That is not correct. Okay, we have to look at this. So break at 41. Break LDB HTTP. Break point break at main.odin. Now HTTP darwin.odin at line 41. Run. Okay, step into handle connection. Next. P parser connection dot parser. It has complete headers, that's good. Oh. That spins forever. Get get value. Header map.head for entry. Oh, entry is equal to entry.next. Got error in request. Break, maybe handle connection. Let's break here 242. Break main.odin. No, http.odin. 242. Run. Okay, print the offset. Parser.offset. Connection.parser.offset. Okay, connection.parser.offset is 0. 154. Connection.parser.buffer. Connection.parser.buffer. Also space. Okay, print connection.parser.header map. .head. And dereference that. Content type. Content length stir. Okay, that's right. Oh, we have to stop. No, length is 1. Header length 146. Okay. CL found is true. Content length stir. Length is 1. Error is false. Content length. Oh. Oh. That was stupid. Got error in request still. Oh. String to, so let's break 253 to 253, run. Okay. Print the content length is 8 now. That's correct. Oh. So total length. Total length is equal to header length plus content length. This is the total length. We can also do something like, oh, I remember something vaguely, like, yes. I do switch yeah. No, that's okay. So total length now we have a complete request. Complete request. That's good. So print line, also the client connection dot parser dot header. Okay. We also want to set the body, right? So body starts now at body starts at buffer header end. Header, no, it's header length. Header length. Let's see. Now I also want to print the parser. Complete request. Body is this. This is the entire buffer. Okay. Good. What if I don't have a content length? No data. Body is nothing. Yes. It's also state complete. Seems to be correct. Okay, I'm gonna grab some water. Okay, if we have an error in the request, what about just responding with a 400 and closing the connection? Would that be all right? I am not so sure. Please switch. Thank you. Okay. Here we want to send a response. I wonder how you write. We can just make a sample 400, an example 400 response. So this is request URI, response. This is a status line. Status line has the HTTP version, a space, status code, and a reason and phrase. A reason phrase. Okay, so if we have an error, just write into the client connection response buffer. Oh, HTTP client connection response buffer. So is there something like a write into a buffer? Or I don't know. Net dot write 16. Net dot, is it send? Yeah, it's send TCP. Okay, first and foremost, copy. Is there something like a mem copy? Mem copy. Mem copy. Mem.copy. Okay, mem.copy. HTTP version. No, this is the destination source. This takes a raw pointer. Procedure. Okay, slice. Do we have something with slices? Slice. All of as pointer. Clone. Compare. You can compare two slices. Count. Fill. Is there not some copying? Copy. Concatenate, okay, whatever. Memory copy. Destination source. If source the len, if len source is less than is greater than or dest, then we just return. Otherwise we say for byte in source dest at also idx, whatever, I in len source 0 dot dot dest at I is equal source dot I, source at I. Okay. I mean, this should not be in here. Yeah, this should not be in here. Should be in the handle connection. This should be in handle connection. Should it? Or parse. This is more like a parse thing. HTTP parse. And our handle connection is here. Is that about right? And we just signal back something like connection state. We do an HTTP parse. Connection, and then we switch on the connection dot parser dot state. State complete. Case state error. Now we have a connection state enum connection close connection waiting and in those two cases how do you do an OR? Switch with a comma, state error, return result is equal to connection close. Now, so if we have an error, we set this to close and return. If we have a complete, we want to answer no. If we have anything else, we don't care. Is that about right? client connection state close, no, connection close. We want to close the connection. Net.close. Where's the docs? Net.close. Yes, net.close. Client connection dot client. And break. Is that about right? Okay, state complete. We want to respond to this. Error response. Send error response. Handle a request. Let's for now just close it. Should we close all connections after one request? Okay, handle request. We put in probably also just the connection. Handle request connection. I don't know if this shouldn't be a field on the connection. Should this be a field on the connection? I don't know. Let's just try and do this. So handle requests. Let's make that handle request. Probably needs the entire connection. Yeah. connection, client connection, returns nothing for now. What we want to do is look at the method. So using connection.parser.header. Let's switch on the method. If it's a post, we have to distinguish between those. So if it's a GET request, try to, probably what we also need is a file cache here. Okay, so that's something we don't have at the moment. So let's for now in a GET request just say connection.response buffer. Let's copy memory, copy. The HTTP version 1.1 literal transmute U8. Then we want to memory copy. We can probably also format into this, right? Yeah. So this response writer struct this has the buffer and it has an offset. This probably only needs a response writer. Yeah. Connection error, connection success. So probably what we want is a writer, response writer, and we want to write into the writer. All right, let's do using writer write buffer this thing. This should not error out, but whatever. So let's have a write with a response writer and a U8 buffer source. Probably this can return an error. Error. So if let's set error is equal to source length source less than or equal to writer. Right, let's do using writer buffer. No. If length source less than or equal to greater than buffer length error is equal to true, return. Otherwise, we want to memory copy into the buffer from the offset onwards. No, it's buffer start. Buffer start is equal to buffer offset start. Copy into start the source. Then increment the offset and return false. No, return. I believe it's initialized with 0. Okay. So write this literal, then so maybe also we have a write char. No. So status line is status code and reason phrase, space reason phrase. Okay, write buffer, write char, write memory, and then have a how did that work again? I think it was a write enum. It was overloading. Procedure overloading. Okay, it was a write proc of write memory and write char. So this is also proc writer. Let's just copy this. Oh my goodness. Write char. So this is just U8. So if length of start is equal to 0, we cannot do this. Memory copy, I would just set source add 0 and a buffer add 0 equal to source and offset plus equals 1, return. Okay, so handle request writes a space into this, then it writes now we need to stringify so it's 3 bytes, right? We could just store them. Connection. Also reason phrase. Okay, so this has a response writer. Not a response buffer anymore. Okay. So I believe the parser should not have the allocator, but the connection should have the allocator. Let's make it like this. Okay, let's just hard code it for now, or should we? Right char. Right number. Right number. Also procedure. Writer response writer. And then the number. Let's just make it do 8. Should there be an error? Yes, I guess. So, right number. Okay, so number to string. So number to string is not so easy. Starconf. Starconf. Append uint. Append bits. Starconf. The buffer. -42, 10. That's the base. Should we use that? Do we need a logarithm for this? String to number conversion. No. Number to string conversion. Oh my goodness. Gemini, do you have something good for me? So what is a good way to convert a number to a string? Do I need a logarithm for that? Give me a basic algorithm. Yeah, this is what I thought of as well. Calculate the remainder and divide by 10. Yeah, this builds the string from right to left. This builds the number from right to left. Yeah, that's true, but I would have to know the digits for that. But I would have to know how many digits I have to build the number to know. I have to know where I have to put the first number in the byte array. Okay. So n is equal to 0. No. Number. So while numbers digits while number is greater than 0, no, for number greater than 0, digits plus equals 1. Number over equal, no. What is integer division in? Yeah, number over equals 10. So this is where we start, and then if digits is greater than, so let's say start is equal to buffer offset if digit is greater than length of start. Error is equal to true. Return. Otherwise, we go through this. Hello again. How's it going? I think it's fine. I finished. Yeah, I basically checked the content length to this point and checked whether we have a complete or incomplete message. But I only look at the content length, nothing else, no transfer coding. I ignore that for the moment. And I'm trying to now build a writer that writes out a response to the socket. And I'm also building all of these conversion methods that converts numbers to strings and so on. Yeah, I think that's it. So the next, what did I want it to do? So for number, oh no, so that won't work. Let's call it n. N is equal to number for n greater than 0. N over equals 10. No remainder. N mod 10. So next number is n mod 10. Next number char is equal to next number. Yeah, whatever. Next. So it's n divided by, no, n mod 10. This as a u8 and then plus 0. Let's assert that next number char is greater than or equal to 0 and next number char is less than or equal to 9. Then we divide by 10 and we say, no, this is start at digits -1. No, we don't have to do that. So we could also do, I think there was a reverse for C in start and digits, and then we say C is equal to this and C and then return, right? Does this work? Does this work? No. Expected a semicolon. Got this. Okay. How did that work again in Odin? For statements. Okay, we need a semicolon here as well. Expected an operand. Okay. Got NFL. What's 308? 300. Okay, yeah, because I missed that. So we want to write into the buffer, and let's just write a 200 into this. And a reason. Let's also write a reason. No. But we need another. We need a space and a reason. I thought the reason was optional. Is the reason optional? Stat code element is a 3-digit integer result code, so it's always 3 digits. We probably should not do that. These codes are fully defined in section 10. The reason phrase is intended to give a short textual description. To examine or display the reason phrase. Okay, so we probably need the reason. Oh my goodness. So it's always a combination of the two, right? So I probably don't need this here. So write reason or write status. Write status code. Is that reasonable? Right. So let's just have a success for now. We have to, success, status, code. We can have a table for that as well. 200. It's 200 space. The reason is probably just success. No, okay. Okay, carriage return, line feed. Right, buffer, transmute, success, status, code. Is that about right? I don't know. And in the end, so we handle this request. we build it out, then we just have to send it, right? Where did I do it? So HTTP parse, no, handle connection. So let's not have this. Let's have handle request, and I had this connection state. So this is waiting, error, close, connection, ready, send. Ready to send. Could also make this parser, where is it? Oh man, this file is so big right now. Connection close, no. Connection ready to send. Connection close. It's not really the connection state, right? It's what should be done with the connection. So in HTTP this, so switch on the, not on the parser state, but on the switch on this, switch case, connection ready to send. Then we probably just want to net write case connection close net.close client connection dot client. Let's do that for this as well, and write the client connection dot response writer dot buffer. Great. Unhandled switch cases. So let's make this partial. Handle connection. Holy shit. Given arguments. Right. That is correct. HTTP, no, HTTP.Odin. Right. Not into the buffer, right into the writer. Undeclared name C. That is line 294. undeclared name C. You kidding me? Undeclared name C. Cannot iterate over start to digits of invalid type. I thought you can iterate over this. Undeclared name buffer. Oh, using writer. I mean, we don't use it anyway, so whatever. It's not a constant boolean. Does it have to be a constant? I thought you can do that, so assert. Okay, you have to use that. Assert. That seems to be compile time. Okay. Digits, length of start. U32. Did you mean to pass by pointer? Offset plus equals U32 length. Also here, offset plus equals my digits. Undeclared name method and 307. Oh. Yeah, this cannot just get the No. No, 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 no. Let's not return anything from here. Let's get the connection back in. Do this and do a net.write. So this is the connection using connection. So response writer. Oh no, response writer. Oh my god, please. So this is the response writer. This is the method header.method, parser.header.method, I guess. And net.write into the client. And so let's look at net.write again. Net.write. No, it's net.send. Send TCP. Net.send TCP. Good. That's bytes written. net.close. Let's just bytes written error. Send TCP response writer dot buffer. Undeclared name client. What was the name? What was the name? Client socket. Connection parser states. Handle the connection should probably return a connection state and this is the result. Okay, so this should also return result connection state near connection state so we just net.close and connection dot client socket and then return a result is equal to connection closed. Case state case result is equal connection incomplete waiting. Results connection closed. Good. Let's see. Response writer. Nope. Number over equals 10. Number over equals 10. This is n. Did you mean connection close? Connection state. Connection closed. Read to send. Let's just have those two. Connection closed. We want to do something here. First and foremost, we want to break. HTTP parser has no fields. 39 arena. Can assign value response buffer of type U8 to HTTP parser instruct literal. 33 response buffer say parser dot response writer is equal to this and 2480. Undeclared name arena. Okay. Let's see. Unhandled switch cases. So that's in HTTP Odin 321. Say complete state error. Connection closed, connection waiting. Why doesn't it have all of them? State. What were the connection? The parser state. Incomplete header, complete header. What? I mean, this is a default case. Okay, let's start with something else. So 29. Has no field response writer. It's not on the parser, it's on the client connection, right? Let's make it like this. Response writer. Missing type and compound literal. Good. It's fine. Response writer. Okay, I have to recall what that client connection looks like. Parser and response writer. Okay. So this is the, let's make it like this. Oh my goodness, the setup code is great. Setup code is great. So this, the arena, the parser, and the writer, right? Expected comma, got a new line. Undeclared name arena. That is in HTTP Odin 227. Okay. So it's on the connection, right? Does it have the connection here? No, it only has the parser. Okay. Parse header. Dot arena. Missing return statements. Okay. It's the same overload procedure. White car has the same type as another procedure and procedure group. I don't believe you. Oh, it has. Shit. Okay. Mega U32. Missing return statement. We are almost there. At the end of handle connection. Handle connection. Handle requests. Okay. So that is in 323. I don't know why this is a partial switch. Where's the switch thing? Switch. Why do we need a partial switch? Yeah, whatever. It's dot state. Parser state. Incomplete header and complete header. Incomplete header. State complete header. Write that match ambiguous procedure call. Write that match the given arguments. Untype rune. Are you kidding me? U8. Okay. What? Curl, so can you do verbose on curl? Request completely sent off. Huh. Let's see. Let's break at 3.0 LDB HTTP. Break at http.odin 3.05. Run. To get requests. Response writer. It's parser. No, it's connection. Next, next, next. TTP 1.1. What? TTP? What? Okay. So now it has HTTP. When we write this, oh. Great. So it's still hello request. Let's break at 309. http.odin 309. Run. Yes. HP 1.1 200. Okay. What? Good. That works. So we have a working response thing. It's not very good, I guess. It's not the best. So what should we do next? Should we do the main loop? Should we do the main loop? Or should we do something else? Ugh. I think I'm gonna go to the toilet. And then we see what we do. Okay. So what's next? Yeah, so our client connection should probably have something else. So it what about an HTTP response? Which is a no. It has a header. No. So it's not quite the same. This is more like an HTTP request. Right? So HTTP header. This is more like a request. Request. We will see. This is request.header map. Request.method. And so we have a request and a response probably. Should be like this, response. So a writer and a response. Parser and a request. So the body should also be in the request. So maybe we put and request as HTTP request. Maybe we do it like this and put it out of. Okay, so the next thing is a response. So response has a status code U8. No, not U8, it's U16, right? Next thing, it probably needs is the status code sufficient? No. It can also have a body. can also have a header map. Can also have a header map, but at the I wonder if this is the best decision to put this body in here, because we could assemble this on the fly, but I don't know. So that we don't have to copy all this data around. Yeah, we'll see. So body is just a pointer, probably. It's not a buffer. Yeah, we'll see. So header map, header map. Okay, so maybe let's try to compile this, or get this to compile. So where's handle request? Handle request should fill in the response, right? So it shouldn't write the response. Should it? Okay, so let's just get how do we do this? So this would be response dot status code. Let's make it to set it to 200. Response dot body, no, response dot header map. Let's not put any headers in there for now. And maybe what we can do is handle the request. Handle the request, and after that we want to write the response, right? Response. And write response proc connection. So write response. Is that the right way to do it? I don't know. Because we don't, I mean, at the moment we don't really use error handling. Yeah, I don't know. So where's the right? So right. So use a connection. We want to look up something. So let's say we have an array of status codes. This is an array of, so two-dimensional arrays. I don't know how they work. 2D arrays. Is there something like a 2D array? Overview Odin. 2D array. Cross 2D. Okay, we will see. So this is an array of arrays. Or an array of strings. Let's make it 400. And let's say status codes at 200 is equal to 200 OK RN. Does that work? And then in here write response. We write into the response writer transmute U8 HTTP version 1.1 literal. Then we write a space. And then we write response writer transmute U8 status codes at response dot status code. And then we say net dot send TCP client socket with the response writer dot buffer. So this will never work. Expected a semicolon. Can't you assign this? Got an equal. You cannot use a simple statement in file scope. Odin. Check slice. Okay, so what if I just do this? Expected comma, got a new line. And request. Just set the status code. Write response. So if response.body is not equal to null, we also want to write the body response.body call does not return a value. Net.close client socket. Okay, so now the body is not in the parser anymore, it's in request. Using connection.parser. So that's connection.response.request.body. Undeclared name header. That's in 369. It's requests. Undeclared name request. So that's connection.request. 341 client socket. Connection dot ambiguous call to write response writer. Yeah, here we have to insert that invalid type. So that's 1198. Using parser. Okay, whatever, we need the connection in here. Using connection.parser. Connection.request.version. Arena. It's connection.arena. Connection.request. reconnection.request.headermap.head. Okay. Too many arguments for pass header. Expected 600 values for this array. Literal got 1. Shit. Status codes. Let's just make it a question mark. That's in HTTP and 40. Okay, so this now needs a request. Request. I'm not sure. So arena parser request, response writer, and response. Request, response, response. Response. Okay. That doesn't match. I think it has to be this way. Response. Writer response. Okay, 300 and 313. Parser. No procedure or ambiguous call for procedure group rights. Yeah. Another gotcha. Okay. So that works. To do. There might be another message in the another HTTP message in here if there is more data. So this would be more like state. We'd have to copy this back. Oh, God. I think we leave it at that for now and come back again tomorrow.